What's up, y'all? It's Dr. Paul with another mail call for Liberty Hill Comics. The channel is about sharing my passion and over 4 years experience comic book collecting, investing, and conservation with you. In today's mail call, we're opening a rare Golden Age comic book I purchased raw from eBay. It's a mid-grade World War II era comic, which makes it pretty special. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate all the viewers, but especially those that take time to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. And don't forget, I'm currently running a free subscriber giveaway. All you need to do for a chance to win this awesome slabbed first appearance of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. is subscribe to the channel and comment on the video. This is a Golden Age Green Lantern book that I'm opening today. Green Lantern's solo title from the Golden Age is interesting. He was sort of just popular enough to get his own title. He didn't sell as well as Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, or even The Flash. His title was published quarterly, while the other heroes from the DC lineup generally had bi-monthly solo books. Because it was only published quarterly, his solo book had only 38 issues in the Golden Age, starting with issue number 1 in 1941, before being discontinued in the spring of 1949 with issue 38. It's one of the more affordable Golden Age superhero runs to complete, especially in raw, lower grades where you can find copies for a few $100s. And the run has no mega key issues that will break the bank, since Green Lantern's first appearance is in All American Comics, so his solo issue number 1 is not a first appearance. I recently unboxed the Crippen Pedigree copy of the issue immediately preceding this one, issue 13, the fall 1944 issue. This comic is in a beautiful mylar with a nice stiff acid-free backerboard, but let's have a closer look at it. In his solo book, Green Lantern didn't have a teen sidekick with a subset of his own powers like Batman, Green Arrow, or Captain America. Instead, he had Doiby Dickles, the prototype of comic relief sidekicks. He's a Gotham cab driver armed with a pipe wrench that knew Alan Scott's secret identity and drove him to adventures and often joined in fights while providing comic relief against Green Lantern's straight man act. Wow, this is in really great shape. Stunningly beautiful book. Presents really well. Well, as I like to say, what is it and why do we care? This is Green Lantern number 14, the winter 1944 issue, featuring 3 feature-length Green Lantern stories in 52 pages. The cover art is by Irwin Hasen, with interior art by Martin Nodell, the creator of the Green Lantern, who pitched his superhero concept to Max Gaines of All American Publications in early 1940. All American is one of the 2 companies that merged into National and eventually became the DC Comics that we know today, and was the publisher of this book. This comic book was advertised as fine by the seller on eBay. When I buy raw books over the internet, my rule of thumb is I'm happy if my assessment is within 1 full point of the seller's assessment. It's human nature to overvalue our own things and undervalue those of others, so even the most objective people can easily have a full point between their best good faith estimate in grades. If I disagree by 1.5 to 2 points, I'm a little disappointed, but chalk it up to you win some, you lose some. If I think the grader was off by more than 2 full points, and the pictures don't clearly demonstrate it to me, then I'm disappointed, and I will probably reach out to the seller with my rationale and try to resolve my disappointment with them. What I mean by the pictures not clearly demonstrating it is this. We've all seen listings in which a comic book is clearly very good based on the pictures, but the seller lists it as near mint. I'm not going to purchase that comic and then argue with the seller about the grade. That's not good use of my time or the seller's. I knew the book wasn't near mint when I saw the pictures. The seller is obviously either inexperienced or shady. If I do decide to bid on that book, then I do so expecting a VG book despite the listing saying it's near mint. As they say, the pictures are part of the description. In that case, the only cause I have for disappointment is a hidden flaw like a missing page or hidden restoration. Otherwise, I rolled the dice and I took my chances. So as we go through the book, we'll do our own assessment of the grade. This issue has 3 stories, all drawn by Martin Nodell, the creator of the Green Lantern. The first tale, The Case of the Crooked Cook, opens with Alan Scott's neighbor Walter not being able to find a job, and his wife Mabel nagging him all night about it, keeping Alan Scott awake. After a sleepless week, Alan decides to take action and find Walter a job as Green Lantern. He stops in the Sterling Employment Agency, only to find out it's a front for the Lisper and his gang. Yes, the Lisper is named for his speech impediment. My favorite example is, "Say your prayers, Green Lantern." It may not be PC to make fun of speech impediments these days, but that is the least of this story's worries. After antics ensue and the head of the employment agency is murdered, Green Lantern bemoans to Doiby that he failed to get a job for Walter. Doiby responds that he's got a job for Walter down at the garage as a mechanic. And when the two of them approach Walter to offer him the job, they learn Walter and Mabel are little people, only they use the M word, and Walter refuses any job not in entertainment. The splash page of the second story, titled The Smile That Wins, inspired the great Irwin Hasen cover art for this issue. Alan Scott is suffering from a stomach ache, and his physician tells him his pain is all in his mind and that he worries too much. He advises Alan to smile whenever he is in pain and that his pain will be relieved. But Alan Scott's smile is so unnerving that anyone who sees him confesses to any misdeed they've ever committed, no matter how long ago or how petty. He inadvertently smiles at some thugs and learns that they're planning some heists, and, well, antics ensue. This is the centerfold. You can see the staples are really beautiful. They're nice and shiny. The top one is folded tightly, paper's in good shape. Bottom one is as well, but it's missing the top arm of the staple. But the centerfold is held really securely in the book, and I'm not concerned at all about that one staple arm missing. Here's a nice little bit of provenance. A previous owner has written Green Lantern Comics in neat cursive on this page. By the time Green Lantern finds the thugs he's been chasing, he's gone across town smiling at so many people who confess to cold cases that the mayor of Gotham pins Green Lantern with medals for all the crimes he's solved, with his chilling smile. The last Green Lantern tale, The Cave Kid Goes to Town, opens with Alan Scott and Doiby vacationing out west. Doiby is attacked by a cave kid who doesn't speak, and Alan and Doiby decide to bring him back to Gotham with them, and, well, it turns out the boy is a wealthy heir to the Hawkins estate, and of course, antics ensue. If I were to guess at the grade of this book on other CGC-graded Golden Age comics in my collection, I'd place it at either 5.0 or 5.5. But I wouldn't be shocked by a 6.0, so I'm very happy with this book and the seller's condition assessment. Paper quality is good, mostly off-white, but the inside front cover is tanned a bit. I would say it's cream. But the paper is supple and not brittle. There is a small tear on the right side of the front cover, a few creases and spine ticks, the ink stamp on the cover and the first page, and the handwritten Green Lantern in pencil on the interior. I personally find these marks charming and a part of the provenance, so I have no intention of removing them. It's cool to know this comic was sold in the secondhand market through Joe's Bookstore in the Bronx. I did check the address. Joe's Bookstore isn't there anymore. Overall, the staples are in great shape and the book is structurally sound, although the bottom staple is missing one arm. The centerfold paper is secure and the remaining staple arm is holding the book together quite well. I can't see an indent in the paper from the missing staple arm, and I see no evidence of the staple having been manipulated, so it could very well have been broken during manufacture. Inks throughout are vibrant and saturated everywhere. This comic could probably use a gentle dry cleaning to remove a bit of surface dirt on the cover, but otherwise I would not touch it. My overall assessment of a 5 to 5.5, which again I certainly won't argue with the seller on, especially because they list it as fine at one point in the listing, but they list it as about fine at two other points in the listing, and that's right on. Overall, I'm thrilled with their assessment, and I'm thrilled with this book. Green Lantern 14 is a pretty rare book in any grade. There are only 30 universal copies in the CGC Census, with a median grade of 7.0. There's only been a single recorded sale of a CGC-graded Green Lantern number 14 in the last 12 months, a 7.0 that sold in November of last year for $1,200 plus shipping and taxes in a heritage auction. I paid $729 plus shipping and taxes after being last man standing in an eBay auction with 47 bids. Shout out to eBay seller DJAC2007 for a beautiful book as described and packaged professionally. I hope you enjoyed this video on this rare Golden Age Green Lantern comic book. Anyone else a fan of Golden Age comics or the Golden Age Green Lantern? Anyone ever seen another Golden Age comic book with this distinctive star stamp on the cover? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, happy hunting and take care of one another.